Hi scholars, welcome back to Read Aloud. I hope you have been enjoying these informational texts as much as I have. I know that I'm learning tons of information about these different topics. Today's topic is super fascinating. I was excited when I was looking through the story to get ready. We get to learn about the most endangered animals in the world. I think animals are super fascinating, and it makes me sad that some animals are endangered. We're going to talk more about what this word endangered means. As we read, we're going to be looking for text evidence that we can use to explain different situations and discuss the text. Let's go ahead and get started. This is an informational text, so we know it's going to have that table of contents. I'm going to read off the table of contents so that you can figure out what you are most excited to learn about. Animals in danger. The North Atlantic right whale, Pygmy Raccoon, Jaguar, mountain gorilla, northern sportive lemur, Hawaiian monk seal, Pygmy Tarsi, kakapo parrot. So many exciting things. What are you most excited to read about? I think I'm most excited to read about I think I'd probably have to actually say the North Atlantic right whale or the Hawaiian monk seal, because I think ocean creatures and things that live in the water are really fascinating, so I hope we get good pictures. Animals in danger. Animals around the world are in great danger. One reason is because people have taken over the land these animals call home. Without space to find food or shelter, animals may become endangered. Other factors include pollution, disease, and the overhunting of a species. Now, in the table of contents, we did learn that there's a glossary at the back of this book, but this author has done something really cool. You could see the words that are bolded here. Down at the bottom, the author left us a little key and information box full of all the definitions. Let's read those to better understand. Endangered. That means at risk of dying out. Similar to the bats that we read about last week, who with that low population, they might be getting close to endangered, or a risk of dying out and a risk of there being no more of that type of animal. Pollution. That's harmful materials that danger the air, water, and soil. Those are all things that animals need to live. Species. That's a group of plants or animals that share common characteristics. The author was giving us those definitions to help us better understand the text. Here's a fun fact. Red wolves, they're so beautiful, are just one type of endangered animal. They once roamed the southern part of the United States, but today only about 100 red wolves live in the wild. I think this information might kind of make me feel a little bit sad and worried about these animals. The North Atlantic right whale. The North Atlantic right whales are among the rarest sea creatures in the world. Killing this species is illegal today, but many whales die when they get caught in fishing nets. Others die when they run into ships. With only 350 still living, the species may soon become extinct. We have another word that's bolded with a definition. Extinct, no longer existing. An extinct animal is one that has died out with no more of its kind. So that's helpful to know. They go from being endangered when they're at a risk of dying out to being extinct, which means they have died out. We have another fact about the whales. North Atlantic right whale babies are called calves. They measure 13 to 15 feet when they're born. Wow, they're so large even as babies. These look like very fascinating animals. The Pygmy Raccoon. Pygmy raccoons look similar to other raccoons, but they are smaller and have golden tails. This species is found only on the island of Cozumel off Mexico's southeastern coast. Illness is among the top threats to their survival. Stray cats and dogs have brought deadly diseases, such as rabies, to the island. Fewer than 500 pygmy raccoons are left in the wild. Rabies is a deadly disease that people and animals can get from the bite of an infected animal. That's one of the things that's been impacting the pygmy raccoons. So it says fact, pygmy raccoons are also called Cosmel raccoons and dwarf raccoons. I think I know why they might be called that. We learned over here a little bit of information that would help us understand those other names. I want to stop and think for a second though. Let's compare and contrast the pygmy raccoon and other types of raccoons. What do you know is similar or different about them? In the text, it says pygmy raccoons look similar to other raccoons. So that lets me know that they must have similar types of bodies and some of the same types of fur or colorings. But what's different is they are smaller and have golden tails. Just like the text said, that lets me know that pygmy raccoons are smaller than most and they have a different color tail. The jaguar. We all saw these in the big cats text the other day. They're so beautiful. The jaguar has lost much of its habitat over time. People have cut down the forest where these large cats live. Hunting has also decreased their numbers. The species used to live in both the southeastern United States and Central and South America. But 15,000 jaguars are left today, mostly in South America. Another definition about a habitat. Who knows what a habitat is? You probably heard about it before when you were talking about other types of animals. A habitat is the natural place and conditions in which an animal or plant lives. The fact about the jaguar says, it is the third largest cat in the world today. Only the tiger and lion are larger. That's another fact that we learned about in the other book. The mountain gorilla. About 700 mountain gorillas live in Central Africa today. Many others have been the victims of hunting and human wars. Ongoing fighting in Rwanda, Uganda, and the Congo makes saving the species especially difficult. Hunting mountain gorillas is illegal, but poachers continue to kill these animals. It says down here that a poacher is someone who hunts or fishes illegally. So a poacher would be someone who kills the animals that are going endangered, like mountain gorillas, even though it's illegal and they're not supposed to be doing that. So the author has been doing a really good job of helping us understand the story. Or the text in this information. How has the author helped us do that? I agree with you. The author has done that by giving us different definitions throughout the text to help us better understand. Here's a fact about the gorillas. Baby mountain gorillas ride on their mother's backs after they are about 4 months old. They continue riding up to age 3. Can you imagine if your mom gave you a piggyback ride for the first 3 years of your life? The northern sportive lemur. Look at those eyes. The northern sportive lemur is the most endangered lemur in Madagascar. Only about 20 of these animals live on the island today. Slash and burn farming has caused their habitat to shrink. This practice of burning land is thought to make the soil richer, but it destroys the home of many animals. Fact, about 100 different lemur species live in Madagascar. Like the northern sportive lemur, many of them are endangered. There's only about 20 of them that are left. That is so few. The Hawaiian monk seal. About 1,100 Hawaiian monk seals are left in the wild. Many are killed when they get caught in fishing nets. But some members of this endangered species are being killed by their own kind. Scientists have discovered that groups of males sometimes attack females. This practice is called mobbing. Another fact, Hawaiian monk seals do not fear people like many other wild animals do. They will not flee when a person approaches them. This sounds a little bit different about why the Hawaiian monk seals are endangered. The other animals didn't have this problem about being killed by their own kind. A Pygmy Tarsi. Too much attention can be a bad thing. This is the case with the Pygmy Tarsi in Indonesia. Tourists are drawn to this endangered species, but when people get too close, these animals become extremely tense. As a result, they will often bang their heads so hard they will kill themselves. To protect the tarsiers, tourists are now taught to stay away from the animals. Here's a fact. For more than 80 years, the Pygmy tarsier was thought to be extinct. But in 2008, members of the species were found again on an island in Indonesia. This is the last animal that was in the table of contents that we'll read about. This is the kakapo parrot. The kakapo parrot from New Zealand is the only parrot that cannot fly. Cats and rats have hunted this unique species to near extinction. Because it cannot fly, this species has a hard time getting away from predators. We've heard that word a lot, predators. It's bolded and there's the definition here, but I'm wondering who remembers what a predator is. A predator is an animal that hunts other animals for food. Strike a pose if you got that right. So fewer than 150 kakapo parrots are left in the wild today. Members of the Kakapo Recovery Program and other groups work to increase the populations of this endangered species. Fact, so few kakapo parrots exist that researchers have almost given them all names. And that's the end of our text for today. I'm trying to think about why the author was writing this informational text. Why do you think the author wrote this informational text? Yeah, I agree. I think the author wanted us to start feeling concerned about these endangered animals and help us find ways that we might be able to help. I know that because in the text it said that one reason animals are in danger is because people have taken over the land these animals call home. I think that's one way that the author was trying to make us see that we could help and should be concerned about these different types of animals. So my challenge now for you and your job to respond to the read aloud is to give me 2 reasons why animals are endangered. If you need to go back and listen again to different parts of the text, you can. Again, you're answering in complete sentences what are 2 reasons why animals are endangered. You guys have got this.